everyone, it's Joe Sharp with Fathom Realty and SharpEyeForHomes.com. Thank you for joining on another edition of Home Maintenance Monday. Going to be a pretty nice week. We have nice weather coming up. It's the second week of June. And last week we had some cleanup work to do following spring and some other items that we discussed in the last video. And we have some continuations from that. You can only do so much, especially when you're working, so I don't want to give you too much, but this is a good time to deal with a couple of other things rather than wait for the summer. So let's get into it. Number one, and we have an all-state website up right now. What's better than an insurance website to talk about safety issues, such as your smoke detectors, and I will add your CO2 monitors as well. So important to make sure that you test them. These things do fail over time. So it's a very simple process. You basically go up to the detector. There's usually a test button that you would want to press and hold for a few seconds. And when it emits a loud beep, well, you know it's working. When it doesn't, then you know it's faulty and it's time to either replace the batteries or replace the unit itself. In many cases, if it were just a low battery, many of the higher tier models will give you a low battery indicator, such as a chirping sound. So make sure you pay attention to that. Now, on another note, you may want to make sure also that your CO2 monitors aren't high up, that they're lower to the floor. Okay, now they're not talking about that on the Allstate website, but what, you know, by the time carbon monoxide gets up to your face, well, you're already breathing it and you're already, you know, suffering the consequences of that gas. You want to have the CO2 monitor lower. Okay, have a couple. Have, you know, one in the basement. Have one on the next level, the entry level. Have one on the second floor. In each case, you know, you want to have them maybe around your knee, shin to knee height. Okay. Let's just double check to see if there's anything new on this website. It says here, oh, alert your family members that you're doing testing on the alarm. Okay, that's important, especially if you have kids. Okay, station a family member at the furthest point away. Okay, depends how large your house is, I suppose. You should have a smoke detector outside every bedroom. The more the merrier. Yep, okay. They're not offering us any more wisdom or advice, except to say that smoke detectors have a normal lifespan of 10 years. So if you're doing regular maintenance, you should be fine, but after 10 years, you may want to consider changing them out. All right, so number 2 on the list this week is organizing the garage. That, for me, is a big job, and that's why we don't have too many big jobs this week. So, organizing the garage. This is a pretty nice article about this from Elizabeth Larkin from 2020. It's featured on the Spruce, and she recommends, you know, especially if it's a big job, to organize the garage into zones. You know, I get a lot of seasonal items that I'm not going to use versus what I'm going to use. So, for example, in the winter, I don't use my lawnmower or my edger, right? In the summer, I don't use my snowblower. So, organizing seasonal zones is really important. Then if you have kids, you have, you know, bicycles, toys, so on and so forth. So I also do a lot of work on my home and other people's homes. So I have to have my tool zone. I also recommend cleaning it out, making sure you're sweeping it out. So what I do is I remove everything that I can from the garage that's not hanging, and I sweep it all out or blow it out. If I have to wash the floors or anything like that, I do that, and then I organize by putting the things back in. You can do it however you want, but it's a great time to do it, especially before it gets too hot and you just can't handle it. Okay. And lastly, for this week, we're going to do some cleaning. I have this up, but I want to talk about something else first. If you have a patio outside, it's a great time to power wash your patio. If you have outdoor furniture, pull out your outdoor furniture, making that's all cleaned off. Especially if you like to have guests over, there's nothing worse than having to clean that stuff off while somebody's sitting there waiting for you. Things get dirty over time. So a power washer is a great way to do it as long as you know how to use it appropriately. And have one, of course. They're a little bit on the more expensive side, but there's all sorts of power washing companies out there that you can check in to do this work. Now, a lot of people would like to use that same power washer to power wash their windows. Now, I personally don't recommend that. Too much can happen. I've seen screens blown out from a power washer. I've seen glass cracked from a power washer when people don't know how to do it. They get too close, and the pressure is just too high. So personally, hey, you want to use a power washer to wet it and then squeegee the window? Cool, I would do that. But you can definitely get away with power washing your siding. Once again, don't get your power washer too close. You could bust a hole in vinyl siding. You can possibly dent aluminum siding or lift it up off the house itself and watch it go fly away. So be careful with that pressure washer, but it's a great time to go out and do it. I have this website, hunker.com, here up, just because it says right here, pros don't do it. Contractors that specialize in pressure washing the siding, including window cleaning, say that the best way is to use a foam applicator to apply soapy water and then squeegee or wiping off the water, taking care of streaks with a chamois. Great approach. Yeah, use your pressure washer to get it wet or put some soap on it, but then use a squeegee. That's the best way to go. All right, well, hey, this is it. Those are a couple of big jobs, though. You want to do it before it gets super hot. So, hey, I hope you found this helpful. Once again, this is Joe Sharp, Fathom Realty, and SharpEyeForHomes.com. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.